So a lot of you guys on Instagram and Reddit have been asking me about my transformation, my diet plans, supplements, training plans, etc. So I thought I'd make a quick video talking about like what I did over the past 2 years and what's worked for me. Obviously, I don't know everything, and this is just what's worked for me. But first got to show the credentials. So hopefully there'll be two pictures on the screen now. And this was me 2 years ago, well just under, and this is me now. And to be honest, it's not as complicated as people think. It's just about keeping it simple. For me and my training programs, I've kind of done a few over the couple of years, but the best one for me is like a power building program. So, mixing your heavy compound lifts, so like a 5x5 set on bench press, but then also doing the single isolated muscle groups and looking at hypertrophy. So, I don't know, like cable flies, for example, where it's just isolating the one muscle group rather than a big compound movement. So I'm going to throw up a couple of images on one of the best power building programs I did, and it's heavily focused on increasing your strength on your heavy compound lifts. And for me, that translated over to my isolating movements, and that's exactly what you want. Recently just started doing a bodybuilding program, and I've really found that focusing on doing the high reps but controlling the movements themselves has actually helped me a lot with my physique and feeling the actual muscle work. So it might be worth switching up from time to time. I'm going to put some images on now and like this sort of bodybuilding split I'm doing at the moment. And again, these are all just rough guides. You can take some exercises in, some exercises out, because everyone's skeletal is different. So we're all going to feel different movements more. So bear that in mind, because what works for me is not necessarily going to work for you guys. I just wanted to make a quick note when it comes to training as well, because I notice a lot of people don't focus on the eccentric movement of an exercise. They like to just lift up the weight heavy, do a bit of ego lifting, which everyone does. But the eccentric movement is so crucial to the body, because the skeletal is literally made to handle a high force on the eccentric movement, and it puts the muscle under a lot more pressure, so it gives it a nice environment for muscle growth. So rather than just 2 seconds up, right back down, 2 seconds up, etc. It's good to actually control the movement on the way down. For me personally, if I'm doing like an incline dumbbell press, I'll try and bring it down for like 3 seconds and really focus on the tension on my chest. There's just so much more room for growth, and I'm going to leave a few links below on the various supplements and like studies to support everything I'm saying. But it's something that I really think you guys should focus on, because there's a lot of misgains going on there. When it comes to diet, this is probably the most frequent question. I think there's a lot of overthinking that goes into it. It's a simple concept. If you want to put on weight, put on muscle, you really want to be going in a calorie surplus of anywhere to 200 to 500, personally, I think, calories per day, that your maintenance calories are. There's many calculators that you can use online to check this. And again, I don't really track my foods as good as I should, but if you wanted to go in that depth to it, you could find out your maintenance calories. Let's say it's 3,000. I'd always suggest going for about 3,300 to 3,500 calories per day. That way your muscles are in a better environment for building muscle. So that's definitely worth it. Whilst if you want to lose weight, you want to be going on a calorie deficit. Again, it's just the other way around. So if your 3,000 calories is your maintenance, you want to be going at about 2,500, 2,700 calories per day. And during this time, you want to keep your proteins high. Me personally, I try to have about 2.2 grams of protein for my body weight per kilogram. So whatever your body weight is, 70, just times it by the 2.2. And that's kind of your estimate goal for your protein intake. And to be honest, that's all I do for my dieting. I could be a lot better, but for me, it takes the fun out of it. So guys, I thought I'd quickly just go over the supplements I take. So the first one is L-carnitine, and I literally take this about an hour to 2 hours before I go to the gym, and it just promotes blood flow to the muscle, and it's something that helps me get a better pump. We've got Zeaman. To me, this is also a crucial supplement everyone should be taking, because zinc and magnesium, they promote a lot of metabolic rate, cardiovascular health, bone health. It's just something everyone should be taking. And I'd say majority of people are definitely lacking with their zinc and magnesium levels in their blood level. So it's something everyone should take, especially if you're like me, who struggles to fall asleep. It increases the quality of sleep. So, there's a lot of missed potential there, because sleep is vital for improving muscle mass, because this is how we rebuild the muscle. Next up, we've got my vitamin D tablets. So again, this is just something, especially when it's winter time. You know, the average person's definitely lacking in their vitamin D levels. And if you're lacking in your vitamin D levels, it will decrease the amount of testosterone you've got going. So again, this is just something that you should all take, be it a multivitamin or just on its own like I do. We've got creatine. Everyone knows what creatine is. You know, it's got studies to show that it helps with strength gains, making your muscles look more full with the water retention. You know, there's so many studies that just prove you should be taking creatine. There's literally no reason not to, you know, especially as a natural. So again, you should definitely try creatine. Lastly, I've got a pump and a pre-workout stim. These two aren't really necessary. I just take them because, you know, it makes me feel better. So Psychotics got a lot of like mental stimulants in it just to get you in the, you know, more focused in the zone more. That's literally all it does. Then we've got Nova Pump. Nova Pump's literally just as it says, it's a pump product, so it just makes you look more full at the gym. Again, it's not necessary at all to take. It just makes you feel a bit better. So guys, that's about it. That's about everything I take. My training, some of the training programs I do. Leave a comment and let me know if there's anything else you want me to go into more detail about, and I'll catch you next time.